So that's Axel, and they hang out, and they have sea salt ice cream, and they talk on, and then they get into fights, and mostly Axel does all that, ass kicking. And then Roxas is played by a gentleman named Jesse McCartney. Or is it McCarthy? It's McCartney. McCarthy. You sure? I think it's McCartney, isn't it? It's McCartney, like Paul McCartney. Yeah, I'm right. Thank you. He's wearing a New York City t-shirt that John Lennon wore, so of course he's going to be my antagonist. He thinks he's John. He's like, no, Paul, it's McCarthy. It's not your damn name. It's not McCartney. Yoko, help me. So, yeah, the odd thing about it is Jesse and I have actually never been in the same room at the same time. So we could be the same person. Highly unlikely. But I had a lot of fun working on that series. What they do is they bring me in, they have a lot of stuff that I have to dub to. And dubbing means I hear a series of beeps in my headphones, and I'm looking at the images in front of me as they roll across the screen, and once the character's mouth starts to move, I have to line up my words with the mouth movements and breaks rhythmically and musically to make it work, plus acting. So it's very challenging, but it's a lot of fun. And then sometimes they'll do stuff just original, and then I get to read it any way I want. So there you go, next question. See, this is the best part. I don't have to be the bad guy.
This guy right here, I like this guy's cosplay.
Okay, okay. Security? Look at this guy. Security? Yeah, you.
Thing.
What's your name, Knight Rider?
Austin?
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin Powers, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, behave.
How was it like working with like David Hayter? Because I think all the Metal Gear Solid fans would like to know that.
Yeah, like I said, David, you gotta pray for him. He's not that bright. He's a handsome man, not well adjusted. I usually use baby sign language. You know how they teach kids to learn sign before they ever speak? That's what I do with David. Now, David's a great guy. He's a lot of fun to work with. You know, about as exciting as a funeral. But that's David. And you gotta love him for that. No, I've always enjoyed working with David. I really don't know what else to tell you about him. He's like a really kind of keeps himself close to the vest type of guy. Very creative. He's done a lot of writing. Look his credits up. Done some X-Men movies. So he's made a chunk of change. Yeah, I think that answers the question, right? Next question. The guy in the green shirt. It says, like, right there, to your right. Yes. Yes.
Which character is most like you as a person?
Which one do you think it is?
I don't really know.
Me neither. I don't know either. No, the one who's most like me as a person would be Reno from Final Fantasy Advent Children. Because Reno's kind of a wise guy, wise ass, sarcastic, you know. I think they have this one scene where he's like, yeah, your mom's cool. Wait a minute, what the hell am I talking about? And then he gets knocked outside of this room where everybody's having a discussion. And just like a wise ass, instead of knocking, he's like, I'm still out here. So that's pretty much me. Even when I'm on the inside. I'm still out here. What's your name? My name is Michael. Michael. Quinton. Who should I make this to? Michael. You got it. I'm still out here. All right, next question. Get your hands up, get your hands up. Who's got a burning desire? Come on, folks. Pick them, pick them.
I see.
I'm gonna start picking you randomly. I'm gonna embarrass you. Don't make me do it, I will.
Can you do your best Bruce Lee impression?
Yeah. Thank you. I'll be here all week. I'm still out here. Got it memorized. Oh, behave. Next question.
Hey, my name is Michael.
Hello, Michael. Nickel?
What role stretched your range the most?
What role stretched my range most? That's a very personal question, Michael. You people are so dirty. And I love it. Let me think about that. I'll tell you what it was. It was something you guys have probably never seen. But there's a very famous director named Peter Bogdanovich. And he directed a movie of the week called The Mystery of Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood was, of course, married to Robert Wagner. And she was very famous for West Side Story, in which she played Maria. She played all kinds of wonderful roles over the years. And unfortunately, when she passed away, she was actually on a boat with her husband, Robert Wagner, and who else? A young Christopher Walken, who was then her co-star in a movie called Brainstorm. Wow. And so this was a story about Natalie Wood and the mystery of her death and her life. And she had also done Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean and Sal Mineo. And in this movie, they needed an actor to be able to sound exactly like James Dean. And nobody really knows what James Dean sounds like. But somehow I pulled it off. And went in and worked with this legendary director who knew James Dean. And he looked like the classic Hollywood movie director. He had like sunglasses on, he had the little cravat in his neck, buttoned up shirt, denim, vest, jean jacket, suede coat, drink in hand, puts his arm around me. Hey kid, you're pretty good. Doesn't get any better than that. If I fooled you, I can fool them all. So there you go. That tested my mettle. Natalie Wood, The Mystery of Natalie Wood. Look it up. Find it in your latest Best Buy. Okay, you have a question right here.
How did you get started in voice acting?
Wait, I can't hear you.
How did you get started in voice acting?
How did I get started in voice acting? Excellent question. Here's the short story. The short story is I ended up making a demo. I moved from Cleveland to Hollywood, and after some training and making some bad voice demos, I got to make a good one with a producer who was also a casting director. And she wrote me a letter of referral, and back then it was pre-CDs, it was cassettes. And I took my cassette with my headshot and resume and that demo, and I went around to the top 15 agencies in Hollywood knocking on everybody's door. And the first half of them just said, "No, get out." I said, "I'm not David Hayter, I'm pretty bright here." And then of the other half of them said, "Get back to us in 6 weeks." And then of the other quarter, they allowed me to leave my demos there. And one agency, I'll never forget it, the Sandy Schnarr agency. This woman named Sandy Schnarr. I get on the elevator, we're going up, just having a nice casual conversation like you and I are having, except with fewer people. And we were talking like I'm talking to you, looking you in the eye, and we're chatting. And then we get off, and then we start to walk in the same direction. And I was like, "Hey, look at this. You go in the same office? You go in this office? How weird. Have a great day." And then I went to the secretary and I said, "May I leave my demo here?" "Sure." Took it. Later I found out that was Sandy Schnarr. So I had one of those magic Hollywood moments where I ended up talking to the woman who runs the agency. She liked my personality. Based on that, she listened to my demo. Fortunately, I actually had some talent. I know, it's shocking. But I did. And they needed a younger type of sound. No! Ooh, you! It's two men jumping around holding each other. I thought that was a different convention. Yeah. And I got the call, and they said, "Yeah, we want you to come in and read for us." And I was terrified. I went in and I thought, what am I gonna do? I gotta be right, I gotta be perfect. And they gave me a copy to read, I just read it, prepped it, went to a recording booth with this booth director named Art Butler, who actually has done a lot of video games now. But back then he was a booth director and an assistant. Auditioned it all, came out, and she's like, "Thanks, honey. We'll listen to them, we'll get back to you." Like 2 weeks passed, and they called me back and said, "We want you in for another meeting." And then I went in, and I had to meet with 3 women. And that was intimidating. I'm like, me and 3 women, we're all bosses, you know. I'm like, I don't have a connection here. I don't have a point of reference except my mother, and she just cooks. Thank God for that. So that went well, and then they called me again and said, we would like to sign you. And I said, let me get back to you. I got one more agent I gotta check out. And I hung up. And I was like, dude! To my cousin Franklin, who's my roommate. They want to sign me! Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo? Domo? Max Factor, we need you in the makeup room. So anyway, I ended up calling them back because there was no other agent. I was just playing the Hollywood game. And I said, yes, I'd love to sign with you. And I signed with her, and I was with her for 4 years, and she helped develop my career with lots of auditions, as we do as actors. How did you get the gig? Did they give it to you? No. You auditioned. And I got Johnny Quest, and then I became Timon and Timon and Pumbaa, because Nathan Lane had to go do the movie The Birdcage with Robin Williams. So he was too busy. Thank God for me. And then I became the Human Torch on the Fantastic Four for Stan Lee and Marvel Comics. Flame on! Yeah! And he was kind of a smart aleck too. Do I interrupt you when you're talking? Do I? Zip it, Scott, zip it. Your mother, she just goes on and on and on and on. All right, here's a question, New York City man. Look, there's a man in the back. There's, to your right. Oh, look at Jose Feliciano, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay.
If 2 of your characters were to meet, how would their conversation?
2 of the characters that I do?
Yeah, there's any 2 of your characters.
Any ones you like? Oh,
I don't care.
you don't care.
Bryden and Axel.
I'll do a few of them. Okay, Ryden and Axel is what I heard first. So Ryden would be like, what do you... Can you just hear that? See, it happens all the time. Somebody starts talking, I want to do them. And I just want to help everybody. I'm looking at my papers right now. We're doing something next door and there aren't any walls. There should be a separation partition here for audio, but it's not happening. Oh, no. And that's a new character that's coming out this fall on Fox. It's called The Jackass. Typecasting for me. So Ryden would probably say to Axel, nice dress. And Axel would say, it's latest fashion in Paris. Got it memorized? And he'd say, no. But I want that sea salt ice cream. You're gonna have to fight me for it. I'll take it. Not before you take me. I can't take you. That's Roxas' job. And scene.
Oh, man in the whites.
Ryden, I've been looking for you, Jack. How does it feel? It sounds like you're doing I don't know if you're doing Ryden, Snake, or you're constipated.
A little bit of both.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, laxatives are good for that.
How does it feel to be the voice of a naked man?
How does it feel to be what?
How does it feel to be the voice of a naked man?
Of a naked man?
Yes. I hear you managed to avoid drowning.
He's talking about Metal Gear Solid 2, this rascal. Because my character got naked and he ran around. But I don't think he had any...
No.
He didn't have any junk. So he was like a Ken doll. Anatomically correct. Why? Ken and Barbie never had kids. Scene. Hey, thank you. And who doesn't like to get naked and run around? When I was a kid, or before I got sober. Next question. Come on. Bring him on. Challenge me.
you talk about any upcoming work?
I can't understand what language is that. Peruvian?
Can you talk about any upcoming work?
Can I talk about any upcoming work? I can, and I will. What I have going on right now, I am narrating a series. It's like that movie when the girl's possessed. The Exorcist. I'm Linda Blair.